Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm writer coach Tony, and today I'm going to answer another question coming from one of our friends who who wrote a question through my Facebook page. So, if you want to send me a question about research, you can send it to me through writer coach Tony in my Facebook page. Okay, so actually, the one who asked, this is already his follow-up question, and it's only today that I am able to answer it. His first question was, what are the pitfalls of qualitative analysis? I was able to answer that already. So today I'm going to answer the question again from Fernando Cartagena, and he asked, how do you apply the mixed method of research? No? How do you apply the mixed method of research? So I am assuming here that he's asking about when to apply both the quantitative and the qualitative methodologies in research. So it doesn't happen often, even among my students, but sometimes it happens because it would make the research fuller and the results more compelling if the researcher uses both quantitative and qualitative methods. So, based on my experience, I've only seen it used twice actually. No, I mean in two settings. It's been used regularly, maybe by one out of I don't know 20 students, but it's been regularly used every semester. There's always like one or two people who dare to do both. No, it's a bit difficult to do both because it's like doing two researches, no, while other people only do qualitative research. Some researchers only do quantitative research. Some researchers do both, no, so it's a lot of work. So make sure that you have the time to do it, and otherwise just try to limit your study, no, because your goal anyway is to learn how to research and graduate, no. So when have I encountered my students using both qualitative and quantitative methods? No, for example, those who do it in school, they're researching about a certain way of teaching students. No, let's say using play. So, or let's say maybe for a higher age. Let's say okay, there was one study about disaster preparedness. Know how aware are the students, grade 7 to grade 10, on up to grade 10 on disaster preparedness. So that part of the study you can use quantitative methods, no? Because you can give the students a survey questionnaire which they can answer, and statements that ask about their level of awareness, their how they would react when a disaster happens, no. So you can create statements in that. You can make a survey questionnaire, and using statistics you can find out if there's significant difference between variables you identify, no? In other words, you can use statistics to find out the level of awareness of students in disaster preparedness. Now, sometimes the researcher also wants to know how prepared the school is, no, based on the point of view of the teachers, no, of the school head or whoever takes care of that aspect in the school, no, the seminars on disaster preparedness. So since your sample size there will be very small, no, unlike in the grade 7 to grade 10 students, you can have, you know, more than 100 respondents, no, because each class normally is like 40 students, 5 sections per grade, so you can have 100 or more respondents. But for those you want to interview regarding disaster preparedness, that would be a problem, no? Because you can only interview school head, maybe the school, whoever takes care of disaster preparedness, and maybe the class advisors, no? Because they're really the ones who are with the students. um, they're like the mothers or fathers of the students in the school setting, no? And then of course all the other teachers, no? Because disasters can happen anytime, no? So for example, there's an earthquake, it can happen at 2 a.m. while they're having their PE class, no? So aside from, I mean, so it the whole school should be should are potential participants in the study. However, the reality is you cannot interview everyone, no? So what you can do is just pick maybe 5 people, 2 subject teachers, 2 advisors, the head of the disaster preparedness of the school, maybe the head of security, and the principal, no? If you have time, no, you should find time to discuss with you the disaster preparedness seminars of the school for the students, no? So that part is the qualitative methodology part of your thesis. So you have 2 parts, no? The one where you get the level of awareness among the students from grade 7 to 10. So you use a survey questionnaire, you use statistics. Then you also come up with a set of questions very similar to what you give to the students, but they're open-ended, no? They can be answered by yes or no, and there has to be an explanation. So, and you can prepare some follow-up questions depending on how they answer, no? So the goal here is to compare what the students think, perceive about the seminars on disaster preparedness, and what the teachers have prepared, no? And the administration of the school has prepared. So you have 2 points of view, no? The point of view of the students, the point of view of the school administration. So that makes your study more interesting, no? More compelling, because you want to find out if there's a match, no? If the seminars are actually working, no? Because the students will say that, and the teachers will also confirm it, no? Because they're the ones who prepare the seminars for disaster preparedness. So that's one way of using both qualitative and quantitative method, no? Another way would be in a company. For example, you're in this company, you want to know, let's say, job satisfaction of your employees. So the quantitative part, so you can use mixed methodology, because the quantitative part would be to give the survey questionnaires to the employees, no? You randomly select them from top to bottom, no? Let's say, and make sure it's randomly selected so that you can get a good spread, no? Regarding job satisfaction. So you use statistics because you're using a survey questionnaire. That's for the quantitative part of your study. The qualitative part can come from, let's say, the head of HR, the CEO, if you can interview them, maybe one of the district managers, and maybe one of the national managers, no? So you have 4 important people who have a say on job satisfaction, and you can interview them using qualitative methodology. So again, you prepare a set of questions very similar to what you prepared in the survey questionnaire, and this time it's the big bosses who will answer it. And so what's interesting here is you can find if the answers of the bosses match the answers of the employees, no? Because employees can say, we're not satisfied with our job because of this and that, no? While the bosses can say, our employees are very satisfied with our jobs. The surveys in our HR showed that they are very satisfied. So in a way, you are trying to find a connection, no? And you want to describe that connection to your readers, no? To your panel, to your readers, to anyone who's interested in job satisfaction. So at least it will show, your results will show if whatever the policies of the bosses are actually applied and is making the employees feel satisfied with their jobs. So do you get it? You can actually use both quantitative and qualitative to answer the same question because you want to find out if someone is telling the truth, no? Or to corroborate, no? So the answers of the employees can corroborate the answers of the big bosses of your company. Likewise, in the school setting, the answers of the students, no, the grade 5 to grade 10 students, can corroborate the answers of the principal, the subject teacher, the advisor, and the head of the disaster preparedness in the school. So, with that, your study becomes more whole, it becomes more complete, and it becomes more compelling, no? Depending on the results of your study. So, if you are brave enough, no, and you have extra time, I mean extra effort as well, extra energy, you can try and use the mixed methodology. Just make sure that you're even though you're doing two different types of populations, just make sure you're making them answer the same question. So a survey questionnaire can ask a certain type of question. List of interview questions can also answer the same theme of questions. It's just that in the open interview, you can use the 5 W's and the 1 H. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. So you can use a larger gamut, a larger range of questions as compared to just a survey questionnaire. That's why it's good to use both, because your picture of the study becomes more complete. So I hope that answers your question. If there are other things that bother you about research, feel free now. Please follow me on my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter, and please subscribe to my channel as well. I'm going to come out with more videos. You can my numbers are below, no, below the screen. You can contact me there through WhatsApp, through Viber, or through my email, and then you can ask me the question about research that you want. And if I can answer it, if I have experience about it, I will answer it for you. So anyway, keep safe, everyone. Always wear your mask when you go out, and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.